Hi, and welcome to Not the Fuck Gaming Podcast, a podcast where we talk about games and sometimes we don't say fuck. I am William Hououin, and I'm with.
Gruebitten.
All right, so how have you been doing since last time?
Well, I'm alive. My kid got a cold. I got a cold. It wasn't a
Oh,
pleasant week, but we got through it.
all right, now it's behind.
Yes.
Maybe we will hear some coughing, so don't you worry, everything's fine. The worst is past.
Definitely.
So we got a pretty nice guy commenting on our past episodes. So we're going to go through that. It's Zachariah from Old Man Gaming. If you don't know about Old Man Gaming, it's two friends that are on a YouTube channel and they're doing podcasts and other stuff, to be honest. There's reviews, there's news coverage, there's streaming stuff. A lot of stuff is going on there. So I'm going to put their link in the description and go subscribe and go look into what they do. There's a lot of content. They are definitely producing more than I do. So and they have a great podcast. I've been listening to them since the pandemic broke. So it's been a good 2 years that I've been listening to their podcast and commenting, and they always read my comments on their show. Well, to be fair, they are reading pretty much all the comments they get, but I thought it would be interesting to read on the podcast what Zachariah told us, and if you have something to say about the comments, please do. So, on the first episode, Zach said, I'm catching up. Great podcast. This is my personal account, Zach from Old Man Gaming. I'm completely with all these pet peeves. The Chimera Land farming stuff is insane. Can't believe that has not gotten more negative press. I will say sometimes I do digital pre-order, though it for the budgeting purposes. Like I have the money now, I know I'm going to get this for better or worse. Skull and Bones, here I come, lol. So I get it, so I don't have to worry later. Mood games for me, lawn mowing simulator, No Man's Skies, when I need to relax. And he gave me a hashtag, awesome podcast. We have a thing, Zach and me, I always put some weird hashtags at the end, so he did the same to me.
I don't know if I'd call that weird or complimentary, but okay.
And so, ever heard of Lawn Mowing Simulator?
I have not.
I have heard of it, but I've never played it. I'm not that much into simulator stuff, actually.
I'm not either.
Did you have ever heard of No Man's Sky?
I have heard of No Man's Sky.
Yeah, me too. I've been on the fence into buying it. It's a pretty big game, and I think I could enjoy it, but I don't know if I have the time to. I feel it's a game that can ask quite a bit of time from you. So
yeah, I looked into it too. I thought about it, and I was told that you have to sort of make it your second job, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Maybe Zach will comment on this and tell us, like, no, it's fine. You can just play whenever, and it's all good. On episode 2, he said, I'm so excited to chime in. You guys are making Chimera Land look really fun. Well, that's quite complimentary for you, Gru. When it comes to free-to-play, it is all about incremental spending. Like boiling a lobster, you don't notice the $1 or $2 a week as opposed to the massive $60 or $60 drop. All of a sudden, you have spent $1,000. Yeah, that's the thing with microtransactions.
So true.
Yeah, you spend 1, 2, 5 at a time, and at the end of the month, you spend 100 or two or
Oh,
more.
they even encourage that they have these daily top-offs. You spend 99 cents a day.
Yeah, I remember when I played. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Crusaders of Light, I think it was called. Uh, One of those autoplay MMOs on mobile, and it was, I mean, kind of decent for what it was. But you always had that top up button that was refreshing. I think
Mm-hmm.
it was even like a couple times a day. So
Wow.
like super deal you needed to get. I never spent a dime on it, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of people did.
Yeah.
Um, then he continues. I get at least 3 to 5 porn bot comments every week, sometimes on a video, sometimes one a video. If you want hate, post a video saying you don't think a Monster Hunter game, anyone, is the best game ever. Those psychos will come. LOL. My coffee is like milkshakes. And then,
Yes.
yes, he's on your side with that. And then he said, hashtag porn bots mean you are making it. So we didn't get those a lot, so I guess we're not making it yet. And yeah, Zach did a video, a review about Monster Hunter, and it didn't go well. And I've seen the video, and it was not that negative. It was just a few points that he didn't enjoy it, and the community of Monster Hunter wasn't very kind to his points. Let's put it that way.
Well, my mother always said that people's comments reveal more about themselves than about the person they're talking about. So I guess that's my comment to the community being unkind.
Yeah, this is a pretty good advice. This is pretty good. Yeah, I would agree with that. But it happens a lot with pretty much every game communities. It happens with VNH. I've seen it
Yes.
happens with many other games. People don't like to be told that the game they've been playing for so long is not good to you. But the thing
Yes.
is, you can enjoy it even though a random person on the internet doesn't. It's not about you. So
I
anyway,
can understand people getting upset about negative press because you want the game you love to succeed.
yeah, it's true, and yeah, you're right on that. Didn't saw it that way, but you're right. You want the game to succeed, and if somebody big is shitting on it on a video, well, you're gonna get less people to be wanting to try it out if they think it's bad. So,
But I don't think that being unpleasant is maybe the best way to go about
oh,
that.
maybe not, because then the people that watch the video see the community being mean on the video, and they say, "Oh, this community is very toxic. I won't go try it out."
Exactly.
So, all right, and on the third, on the for the latest podcast we did, Zach said, "Hello. So great show, everybody. I think I need to try villagers and heroes. Well, maybe we will have a new villagers and heroes player. We did talk quite a bit about VNH last episode. For mobile action RPG, have you tried Genshin Impact? Has action, decent systems, and a serviceable story. Sorry, not a big mobile gamer, so my knowledge is limited. I mostly just play mahjong on it. LOL. I've tried Genshin Impact, and apart the fact that it's a gacha game, and I don't really like gacha games, it was just taking too much space on my phone. Um, I use
I
my phone for every video I'm making. It's taking quite a bit of space on my phone. I can't give a game 15 gig of space on my phone. I can't.
I tried it too. It wasn't the amount of space because I use my iPad for the gaming and nothing else. But my poor old iPad it struggled to run it. It was lag city, and I wanted to play it more, but it was just painful, and so I just deleted it.
Yeah, so on your side, it's more of a performance issue.
Yes, my iPad was just not capable.
Yeah, my iPad is a 6th gen, I think. It's getting kind of old. It's still fine for what I do with it, but it's kind of old.
Yeah, mine's definitely old. I don't even know what generation it is.
Oh man, I can't. On the wedding subject, never with a player, drama all the way, though I could see it being nice for couples. And I thought it was a great point. If you play with your significant other, it can be nice to get married in game, I guess.
That's true, yeah.
It's
But
a
and
it's a yeah, go ahead.
I don't think that in that case they need to put incentives for players to get married in game.
Yeah, of course, yeah, those incentives are not for people that are already together. And then he said, on a side note though, I have a weird obsession with seeking out romance options with NPCs. My Fable 2 character had 3 families and a lot of STDs. Uh, I
That's
don't.
funny they included STDs in the game.
This is this is definitely funny. Maybe it's actually a mechanic in Fable 2. I never played Fable 2, only the first one, but I remember it going pretty deep into the systems in games. You know, your character would age, the NPCs would age. It was ahead of its time when it came out.
That sounds interesting. My character in Stardew Valley is married, so I don't have any problem with marrying NPCs, but I do think I've seen so much drama around player romances in
Oh
games.
yeah.
So much drama.
And then it finishes with paywalls are awful and microtransaction loot box stuff is rampant, especially in mobile gaming. And unfortunately, Zach, it's going more and more into PC and console gaming too.
Very much so. In fact, I have a complaint about Chimera Land this week that has to do with that.
Uh-huh. We'll get to it pretty soon.
Yes.
Just after the hashtag. So hashtag just call the person. I'm not sure I understand this one.
Just call the person. Oh, instead of getting married to them online.
Oh, well, yeah, probably. All right. So thank you very much, Zach. We'll try to do them on each podcast. Now we had a backlog because you came in late. It's not. I mean, it's not a criticism. It's just what it is. So, but we'll try to read. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section, and we'll read them on the next episode. So back to our usual schedule. What have you been playing since last time?
Villagers and Heroes and Chimera Land. Oh, and a little bit of Roblox.
Interesting.
I'm trying to. There's it's actually a sort of RPG on Roblox that we were playing. Trying to remember the name, and I'm spacing on it. Dragon something.
If you remember it, just tell me. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah. Dragon Blade RPG. So
All right.
Dragon Blade RPG.
All right. I'll go get footage for that and put it up on the screen.
Yeah, it's pretty fun Roblox game. It's pay to win like all other Roblox games, but is not really PvP or anything like that. So, and there's free private servers, so you can get your own server and not have to deal with other people. And it's a lot of fun. You get to build your own house, although the building mechanics are really frustrating, especially the roofs. And there's lots of horses you can get, unicorns, pegasi, just your general RPGs type stuff.
Seems to be pretty complete as a package.
Yeah, they need to add some more content, but other than that, it's a cute little Roblox game.
All right, maybe I'll check it out next time I'm being asked to play Roblox by my daughter. So, and what about Chimera Land?
Well, I've been waiting on Chimera Land to. There's the big update they were releasing. I've been waiting on it because there were a lot of bugs that needed fixing, like big bugs. For instance, bounties. There's these daily bounties you can do to get currency. And apparently they were merging. There's 3 different currencies. They were merging them. That's what they said.
Oh, all right. I guess
But
it will upset quite a bit of people.
They took away the ability to earn one of the currencies before merging them. So you still had the shop and the items you needed to buy, but no way to earn that currency.
Huh.
Yeah, that was very frustrating for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is upsetting. And when you go into the real money stuff and you change the rules, it's kind of bad.
Yeah, well, that was not for real money. However, another problem with the bounties were that these are like quests that you pick up in NPC villages every day. They call them bounties, but they're little quests. Things like kill 4 of these mobs, or make 4 of this dish, or collect 7 of this thing.
All right.
And then you turn them in for the currency. And different villages had different currencies, and they decided they were going to merge to one currency, which again was a great idea because 3 currencies is too much. However, making it so that they took one out without merging the shops was not a good way to do it.
No, it seems not.
And also, we had a problem where you'd take these bounty quests, and it would ask you, say, turn in 7 fruit stews. You'd have 7 fruit stews in your inventory, and it would claim that you did not.
Oh.
And people were like going, what's going on? Or it would say, turn in 200 light ammo. And you have 2,000 light ammo in your inventory, and it doesn't see any of them. And when you click on the thing that's set to explain what the light ammo is, where do I get this? Which actually is a nice feature of Chimera Land. But when you click on where do I get this, it shows dishes that you can make. And you're like, since when is fruit stew light ammo? So you're like, okay, well, let's go make 200 fruit stews and turn that in. But that didn't work either. So there was no way to complete this quest. except to use a premium item that could automatically complete any bounty quest instantly.
Yikes. I don't know if
Yeah.
I like. Imagine. Let's take Villagers and Heroes because it's the MMO we're both playing. But imagine if during the raid season you could just buy something in the shop that makes you go to the next raid without actually playing the raid. I don't think it would go very well with the player base. And I think it's very scummy to. It's like, in the end, it's like pay to not play.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the quest, you just buy the currency and boom, quest is done.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of that in Chimera Land. It's a lot of pay to progress, tons and tons. But I guess playing free games, I'm kind of gotten used to expecting that. Like, okay, but as long as I can have fun anyways, I'm okay with it because hey, the devs got to eat too. But when it starts getting to the point where these quests are messed up, there's no way for me to do them except by using premium items. I happen to have some from. You can get them sometimes in game through doing achievements and stuff. So I had some, use them. They did a fix with the update, but they didn't give us any compensation for the fact that we had to use these items to finish the bounty quests. And that was kind of, you know what? We had to burn a lot of them.
Have they responded to the backlash? Because I guess there was some backlash in some places.
No,
not really. Yeah, they don't care that much. I guess as long as the money is flooding in, as long as they're getting the same amount as usual, they won't really care about a few angry people.
There's been quite a bit of backlash, and from what I've seen and looking at their official Discord channel, I know they deleted some comments because I saw one disappear.
Okay.
Granted,
so they are aware.
I get the impression the Discord server is mainly run by their mods, so I don't know how much of this the devs are actually seeing. If the devs care, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Another thing was after this latest update, suddenly a lot of stuff was in Chinese. They apparently copy-pasted the update over from. You have the SCA Chimera Land, which is done by the original dev team, and then the translation for the global Chimera Land is done by another team. And apparently, I guess it looks like they just copy-pasted a bunch of stuff over without even really checking or understanding what they were doing, and everything just went up in Chinese.
Oh. Well, not a very good time to play Chimera Land, I guess.
Well, they fixed that pretty fast, but
okay. But still, quite a few rough weeks.
Yeah, it's if they get one more bad strike against them, I'll probably delete the game.
Yeah,
it's been that. The last thing that really been unhappy about this last update. I was so happy when they first released it too, because I read the notes. I'm like, oh, they fixed this, they fixed that, they fixed the other, but their fixes they're not really fixed. Like the bounty thing. Yeah, they fixed most of the quests. Some of them are still bugged. And they fixed the villages that they fixed the currency shop not showing, but they didn't. There are apparently attendants you can recruit with the old currency, and they didn't fix that. You still can't recruit those attendants.
Huh.
So
Yeah,
it
well,
feels very sloppy.
well, I guess we'll see next time if you're still playing Chimera Land.
I
We'll
guess.
see.
It's so sad because I love the game too. I really, really love the game.
Yeah, I've known you long enough to know that this is definitely your type of game.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I mean, I
Yeah.
wake up in the morning and the first thing I want to do is play Chimera Land.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll get their stuff together, and there is redemption sometimes
Sometimes. We'll see.
in gaming, so we'll see. And what about villagers and heroes? Same stuff as usual, or have you done anything special?
Well, I've been playing Villagers and Heroes for a long time, as you know. We started around the same time.
Yep.
And I have been progressing very, very slowly. I've been doing all my rebirths as they come up and not going to the higher level zones, which are new to me, not new content anymore, but new to me still. And so I've been seeing the was it Goitron Passage? I've been doing the hidden quest in there.
Yeah, this one is rough. I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's hard. It's
Yeah, so
definitely hard. Yeah.
I've been experiencing that for the first time, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's nice to get new stuff, and I think it's even nicer when you've been playing it for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember when I got to Gartrin Passage, Gartrin or Gartrin, I can't, I'm not sure, but
don't know.
it was a really huge step up in difficulty to the mobs in this zone. At least when I did it, it was hard. It was really hard. Really had to use your abilities at the right time.
Oh,
but if you did a few rebirths, maybe you're quite strong. So
I was coming off of raids too, so I was handling them fine. Except I did die a few times when, like, Derry decided that she was gonna do 4 bounty bosses at once.
Oh, maybe it's a bit much. Yeah, maybe it's a bit much.
But then she got stubborn. And I did eventually manage to get all 4 at once.
Oh, well, good job.
It took a few tries.
Well, it's nice to be challenged sometimes. I did play Villagers and Heroes too. I did a rebirth on my main character. I've been level 95 for the past 2 years. Went back to level 1 and did the Miscreant storyline once again. It has been a very long time since I've seen that content, and it was great to be back at the beginning. Honestly, I was hesitant to do it, but I'm happy I did. I'm level 13 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
13.
I didn't play that much, to be honest, but what I've played, I've enjoyed.
Must feel so strange.
It is, yeah. I'm pretty weak, don't have much abilities, and back in the starter zones. They've been improved visually, so it's nice to explore them again with kind of a new eye. We'll see. We'll say.
The changes they've made to the starter zones are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not the same as it was, and it's for the better, I think, from what I've seen. So I did that. And last time with Imp, we talked about Spiderware software games, Spiderweb software. And those are very old CRPGs like Baldur's Gate and a bit of Ultima and stuff like that. And I've been re-downloading Avernum, which is a series of 6 games where the government doesn't like you and they throw you into Avernum, which is kind of caves, and there's kind of no way out, but you kind of try to get out. And I've tried to play that and I was having a lot of fun, but it's only available on iPad. And most of my gaming is done with my phone when I'm on the bus or at work on lunch breaks and stuff like that. So they have a game that is available for iPhone, which is Queen's Wish, The Conqueror. So I'll put some footage here. It's kind of the same type of old CRPG with very minimalistic graphics, but the guy who's making them, Jeff Vogel, is working very hard on describing through text what is happening. And it could be a novel, really. It's just that the guy happens to be able to program games. So, uh, I mean, there's a lot of gameplay. It's turn-based RPG with combat and all of that. But anyway, I've been playing that. According to my phone, when you go to the battery usage, I've been playing this for 10 hours this week, which is kind of big considering my usual time for games. Yeah, you're like the son of a queen who's quite powerful in an empire, and you're kind of a good for nothing dude. You know, you like to get up late and do nothing. And she decides it's enough. So she sent you on a colony they have on another continent where bad stuff happened and they kind of lost control. And you're sent there to rebuild the Empire prisons. I don't know if
No,
what I'm saying is meaning really anything. I'm trying to explain, but
no, it sounds
anyway.
interesting. I'm actually looking at it on my iPad right now, the
Okay, yeah.
in the App Store, and it looks really interesting. It's a looks like it's a pay once and get the whole game too.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a pay once, and it's kind of not cheap. It's like $10 plus, you know. And for the graphics, they are very very old school. It's not a pretty game, but the text is so well written that you kind of really get into it, like your imagination does what the graphics doesn't. Because it's all very well explained, and the NPCs, they are very interesting to listen to and to get to know them. And you know, you go there and you try to uh, get the past vassals back into the empire and try and talk them. And there's many ways you can you can resolve the conflicts. It's not just battle. You can talk them out if you're smart. But
That sounds interesting. I'll put it
anyway,
on my wish list.
yeah, yeah. If they go on sale from time to time, so I've bought all the Avernum series on sale. So I tend to buy those games, even though there's quite a bit of games that I've bought that I didn't play that much, and most often, more often than not, I'm buying them because I want to support uh, indie games that doesn't have any microtransaction. I'm thinking if we are enough people buying them, they will keep making them the way they do, instead of just going the free-to-play route with a bunch of garbage thrown in it. So I'm trying to support
Yeah.
when I can. Of course, the game has to be interesting to me, but even though I know I won't play it right away, maybe sometimes I'm still buying them. But anyway, I've been playing a lot of Spiderweb's software games in the past, since last podcast. And I've played, yesterday, I've played Horizon Chase 2. I've made a video, it's up on my channel if anybody wants to look at that. It's a old school arcade racing game. I don't know if you ever played Top Gear back in the day, but
I
it's like,
didn't, but I actually saw your video of that,
oh,
and it looked really fun.
oh, it's amazing. Honestly, it's amazing. If you're into old school arcade racing games, there's nothing complicated there. You just have a few cars that have different speed and handling, and um, but I mean, it's very simple. But oh my god, is it satisfying? I was really into it. I've played it well, all day. I mean, all my gaming time yesterday was put into Horizon Chase 2. Very simple, but very, very nice. And it's coming out on Switch and maybe other platforms too at some point. So,
Oh, Switch, cool, because I have a
yeah,
Switch.
yeah. So look into this. It's nice. So this
Although
is
I
what I've
have
been
a
playing.
have a whole $5 left in my gaming budget, so it's going to
Well,
be a little bit before I buy anything.
yeah, but I don't think it's coming out until 2023. So I guess they have
Ah,
an exclusivity with Apple Arcade. So until then,
well,
but it's
I'll have a refreshed gaming budget by then.
yeah, probably. But yeah, enjoying it a lot. All right, so we are going already quite long, I think. Didn't
Oops.
but no, it's fine. But let's go into our next subject. It's all about loot in MMORPGs. Do you prefer shared team drops, instance, the pros and cons of various loot systems in
Hmm.
MMOs?
Instanced all the way. It bypasses so many problems.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think instanced is the way to go for less drama and all of those things. But I always felt that shared was kind of how can I say, the more realistic way to do it. Let's say, I mean, it doesn't matter really because magic doesn't exist either, and you know we're casting spells anyway. But I always felt like if we're four people and we kill a monster and there's a super rare sword that drops, well, uh, I mean the monsters wouldn't drop a sword just for you, but gameplay wise, instanced is the way to bypass any type of drama that can happen. So this is
Yeah,
what I prefer to. I
I have to
just feel
say I
it's
agree with you 100%. Like you're absolutely right. Shared is the most realistic. It's at what actually would happen, but as far as preventing player drama, oh my gosh.
yeah. I mean, who cares really what realistic is in MMOs in the end? But I just feel instance is like kind of unnatural because it doesn't make sense that on your screen there's a sword just for you, and on your partner's screen it's a staff. It
Yeah.
it it doesn't make sense to me.
It also doesn't make sense though that, a wolf is going to be dropping 10 gold.
It doesn't make any sense. I agree. And it
So,
does and it doesn't make sense either that that starting quest in VNH where you have to go get the entrails of some sheep or boars,
oh yes.
and then you kill them, and some doesn't drop entrails. That doesn't
Hmm.
make sense either because they all have that. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
So,
maybe you just messed up their entrails so badly when you were killing them.
oh, maybe, yeah, I've made them explode in so little parts that
That's
it's not usable anymore. Yeah.
a lovely graphic image.
For the kids. We are a podcast for the kids. That's what we told last time.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
so I guess, do you have anything more on that? Have you played like in Chimera Land? Is it how is the loot work? Is it instanced?
Oh,
No.
it. You join a party and the loot is shared in the party.
Okay.
What happens is it's there's a chance. It's a random roll each person gets to get the loot. And you can decline it, which will then automatically up the other people's chances to get it. So
Yeah.
basically what
That
happens if you're in your clan and you all get together to help somebody get something and you kill the giant beast and everybody declines the drops except for the person that you're meeting it to go to. Of course, what can happen though is it does cause drama, is that somebody doesn't decline when they're supposed to decline, or things aren't discussed well in the beforehand and people have different expectations of taking the loot and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know that system very well. It was like that in Final Fantasy 14. We
Yeah,
had to roll for loot. I think it's a pretty common practice in MMOs. Um, at that point, I prefer instanced. To be honest, it's just more simple, and
yeah,
you never feel, because VNH used to be shared loot.
I
The
remember.
first, yeah, the first clicking on the ground where the loot was the one getting it, and they changed that for instance. And during the change, just before, some people were asking to be able to roll on loot, and I thought, you know what? No, just put it instanced, and
So
everybody
much
will get
better.
what they want. Yeah, you never feel bad for clicking what dropped on the floor, because only you can get it anyway.
And there has been no drama over loot since then.
Yeah, it you can't have any, because it's just for you. It doesn't make sense, but it makes the game more fun. So in the end, I think that's what matters.
Exactly, because the game's supposed to be for fun.
Yup, there's no other reason to play games than for escapism and fun. This is what it's all about.
Unless you're a professional gamer, but that's not
Y-
the
Yeah,
majority.
that's no, that's not a majority. Most people just, play games. Um, anything more on that?
Nope. I think we're in agreement, so there's no big fights.
Yeah, no more, no debates here. Maybe somebody will debate us in the comments though, and so we will
Ooh.
come back to it next time. Maybe. Um, the next point, it was mine. I just wanted to talk a bit about ownership of games in modern era. Um, I think we kind of don't own games anymore. Uh, as soon as it's a games as a service, you don't own it. All the money you put in Chimera Land or Villagers and Heroes or Final Fantasy 14 or any games, once the server shuts down, it's you don't have anything left. You can't play it anymore. Look, I know there is like private servers and stuff, but still, it's kind of gone. Your investment of money and time is gone.
That's a good
Uh,
point.
and even like with Steam, you buy a game on Steam, you download it on your computer and you play it. Um, Now, if the company making the game and Steam are in disagreement at some point, the company can just remove the game from Steam and you can't play it anymore. It almost happened with Assassin's Creed, where Ubisoft said, yeah, well, you know what, we're going to pull that game out. And, well, people were mad. And they ended up saying like, oh, it was a mistranslation. What we meant is the online component of the game won't work anymore. Like they were shutting down a server for the online part, but the game was still playable. But they could have made the game not playable anymore, and it's not against terms of service for Steam. There is, you know, in the terms of service, like we can remove the game if we need to. So you
Yeah.
don't really own your game. You can play it on your Steam client for as long as Steam and the company making the game is allowing it. So
It's something I've been kind of thinking about for a while, is that online and is so new, and it's a big deal with a lot of things, these privacy things and all that stuff, that there's just no laws and regulations out there for things yet. And I don't think there's a lot of advocacy around gaming.
no, there's not. There's not. There's a few people talking about it, but nothing in the high spheres, let's say. Look,
Yeah.
even games, you can say, "Oh, but I'm a culture person, and I don't buy my games online. I buy the games, physically. I have the Blu-ray disc of the game. Yeah, good for you, but there's a day one patch that you absolutely need to install for the game to work. And so if your PS4 breaks and you buy another one, if the day one patch is not downloadable anymore, your disc will be absolutely useless.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yep. So even with physical media, there's always some updates or stuff you need to download. So I once bought a game. I can't remember the game, but I wanted to have it in box. So I've bought the game physically, and inside the box there was nothing else than a sheet of paper with a code. And with that code, I could download the game.
Wow.
Yep. Amazing. So yeah, it's kind of
My jaws dropped open here. You can't see it, but yeah.
yeah, I can't remember the game. I can't even remember the system. I feel it was PS3, but I must be wrong because it would be quite early. I can't remember, but yeah, it was just a code inside the box too, and it was new, sealed, and all. It was normal. I remember searching online, and yep, that was the physical version. Was actually a code to download the game. I'll try to find out what game it was and put it on screen with
The
some
physical
proofs.
version was actually a piece of physical paper. Joy.
Yeah, yeah. So and it kind of sucks because it's all going down to, I don't want to go too long on a tangent, but it's all into the game's preservation aspect of things.
Yeah.
If you still have your SNES with your cartridge of any games, I don't know, Zelda, Link to the Past, well, you can hook that on your TV and it's gonna work. Um, I mean, probably as long as your stuff still works, but you don't need anything else. You just uh, and it's nice to know you can go back to your old games. Nowadays, when I'm playing games, I'm more in the mindset of, well, might as well enjoy it now because who knows if it'll still be there tomorrow.
That's a good
So
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, just wanted to raise the subject.
And it ties into the whole idea of fans getting upset and wanting their games to succeed because it raises the stakes there. If the game fails, then it's not around anymore for you to play.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. That might be even in an unconscious way a reason why people are so defensive of their favorite games. Because in the end, you're right. If the game doesn't do well, servers are shutting down and it's gone. You can't play it anymore.
Yeah.
I think, is it Babylon's Fall that have like one player online on Steam? Old Man Gaming, they talk about that on the OMG podcast. I think it's Babylon's Fall, and when you look at the Steam charts, there's like one person online, and they're still playing it every day, but nobody else does. And the company keeps putting out updates, and it's kind of funny. It's like a running gag in their podcast. I don't know where it is right now. It's been a while, but yeah.
Now I want to try Babylon's Fall just to see what it is.
Yeah, well, maybe there will be 2 players soon. Who knows?
I'm looking for a new game.
But well, yeah. Anyway, don't think you're owning your games. You're not. You're just allowed to play with them for now. This is how I feel. Anything more on that?
Nope.
All
not
right.
From me.
So we are a gaming podcast, but we also think it's very important to ask very important society questions. And so this time it's gonna be: how many chickens would it take to be able to kill a lion?
Can't they be friends?
I mean, maybe. I guess a lion is living longer than chicken, right? A lion can live pretty a long time. I don't know about chicken.
I don't know how long chickens.
What is the life expectancy of a chicken?
I don't know. We're gonna have to ask. I know who to ask.
Google. Or imp. Yeah, imp is. Yeah. Okay, so it's between 3 and 7 years. So a chicken can live up to 7 years, and a lion can live up to 25 years. So to answer your questions, yes, they can be friends, and then the lion can eat them when they're gone. So I think it makes sense. So yeah, they can be friends. So I guess we've answered the question. How many chickens would it take to be able to kill a lion? Any number. They don't have to. That's the answer to that question. They don't have to kill the lion. They can be friends.
There you go.
The lion just have to be patient. And he will win. All right. So it's enough for today. Thank you very much for talking about games with me, Gruebitten.
Oh, thank you for talking about them with me.
All right. So hope you've enjoyed, and we'll talk to you again as soon as we can.
Okie dokie.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.